Hello, a warm welcome to you in the Ghatna Chakra book video. Let's begin this journey where we will present every topic in a simple, clear, and exam-oriented manner.
So whenever a new highway or a dam or a factory is in the works, it obviously needs land. But have you ever stopped to think about what happens to the people who are already living there? Today, we're going to zoom in on just one single but absolutely crucial role inside a legal framework that was built to answer that exact question.
This really is the heart of the matter, isn't it? It's this huge balancing act between what's good for the public and what's right for the individual. A law can lay out all the right principles, but who is the person on the ground? The actual human point of contact. Who's responsible for making sure fairness isn't just a word, but something people actually experience?
Okay, to find that person, we've got to start at the beginning, with the foundation. Because hidden right there in the language of a very specific law is the promise that gets this whole thing started.
Now, the law is officially called the Right to Fair Compensation and Transparency in Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation, and Resettlement Act of 2013. Yeah, I know, it's a mouthful. But what's so fascinating is that its entire mission is spelled out right there in the title. Let's take a closer look.
So, let's break that super long title down into the 4 pillars that hold it all up. The first one is fair compensation. That's about the money. Pretty straightforward. The second is transparency, which makes sure the whole process is clear and out in the open. But it's these last two that really change the game: rehabilitation and resettlement. This tells you that the law isn't just about a financial transaction, it's about helping people restore their livelihoods and find new homes. It's about rebuilding lives.
So, we've got a law that's making some pretty big promises. But how do you actually turn those promises, those principles, into real action on the ground? Well, that's the next critical piece of this whole puzzle.
And this is the million-dollar question, right? At the end of the day, a law is just words on a piece of paper. So who is specifically tasked with carrying it out? Who is the designated person responsible for turning that promise of rehabilitation and resettlement into a real, concrete plan for families and whole communities?
And that brings us right to the heart of what we're talking about today. The answer is found in a specific title, a specific role that was created by this very law.
The law's answer is an officer they call the administrator. And just look closely at that definition. Their entire purpose is framed by rehabilitation and resettlement. This isn't just some random duty tacked onto a long list. No, this is their core mission.
So this role connects directly back to those 2 big pillars we just talked about. The administrator is basically the human engine designed to drive the rehab and resettlement part of this law forward.
But what does an administrator actually do? I mean, knowing their title is one thing, but understanding their function, well, that's the key.
The law gives us a huge clue about what they do. It says the administrator is the convener of the Rehabilitation and Resettlement Committee. That one word, convener, is the key to understanding pretty much everything.
So what does it even mean to be a convener? Well, it's a really active role. It means they're the one who gathers the committee together, the one who officially kicks the whole process off, and the one who oversees the plan as it's actually put into action. They're the catalyst for everything that follows.
All right, let's pull all these pieces together and take a look at the big picture, why this one administrative role is just so important.
And this is where it all just clicks into place. On one side, you've got the big, sweeping promise of the law, rehabilitation and resettlement. And on the other side, you have the direct action that makes it happen. One person, the administrator, whose job is to convene that committee. They are literally the one building the bridge from the promise to the reality.
And that ultimately is the key takeaway here. This role isn't just some bureaucratic title. The administrator is designed to be that essential link, that bridge between the high-level principles written down in a law and the very real-world needs of the people it's supposed to protect.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on. In this delicate, constant balance between building a nation and protecting the rights of an individual, you see that the law places an immense amount of responsibility on this one single role, to make sure that progress doesn't come at the cost of justice.